folks, good morning to you. This is Dave, the crypto consultant, coming to you from the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana, located in the United States, in the southern portion of the United States along the Gulf of Mexico. Today is Monday, April 5th. It is currently 8:17 Central Standard Time, which is UST -5. I am coming to you today after being in the state of Utah, skiing, which is a great place to go skiing, by the way. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful state, a beautiful area there around Park City, Utah, where they had the Olympics. The Winter Olympics was in Park City, Utah one year. And that kind of put it on the map as being a great ski destination. And my wife and I really love going to Park City. We have friends there. One of the best skiing areas I can think of. Now, let's talk today about what the news is in the crypto world. Okay, I just had a discussion with my friend. Now, I'm not going to name his name because of his privacy. He's a fairly private person. But he is very knowledgeable about cryptocurrencies, and we had a rather long discussion last night about Ripple. Now, from here on in this YouTube series on cryptocurrencies, I'm going to refer to my friend as Hans Solo. And why would I do that? Because I love The Man from U.N.C.L.E. when I was a kid, and Hans Solo reminds me very much of my friend. Okay, he's a smart guy, and he's been in cryptos a lot longer than I have, and he gives me good information. So Han Solo and I got into the Ripple discussion because I felt like I needed to tell my viewers about Ripple, because Ripple has some important things going on right now. And I'm going to integrate that into what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so what is Ripple? Well, there's actually two things you need to keep in mind. That there is Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs is the founding company of XRP, which is their token. That's their cryptocurrency is called XRP. And most people, when they refer to XRP, they call it Ripple. However, Han Solo points out that the two things are not equivalent, that Ripple Labs and the Ripple Net are part of the brand Ripple, whereas the cryptocurrency is actually called XRP. And XRP works integrated into the Ripple Net, the trading platform. Okay, so I'm going to make this kind of quick. I don't want to take up all your time, but generally speaking, the way that Ripple occurred on the scene was that in 2004, a man named Ryan Fugger, Fugger, I would imagine that is pronounced Fugger rather than Fugger, which would have one G. I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry, Mr. Fugger, if I'm mispronouncing your name. However, Ryan Fugger was the founder of Ripple, as we know it. It went through several iterations, and it is currently being run by a man named Brad Garlinghouse. Okay, he's the CEO of Ripple Labs, and Ripple Labs is the owner of the cryptocurrency XRP. All right, so what is XRP and Ripple? Well, look at this on their website. Right on the face of their website, it says, efficiently and cost-effectively move money to all corners of the world. Now, I've listened to a little bit of discussion on YouTube and on other channels about the Ripple network and what it is. And basically, the way it was conceived is it was conceived as a replacement for the old wire transfer system, which is so antiquated. I can remember trying to move money to Europe when my wife and I lived there, we would have to actually call the bank and make these arrangements to send money from a U.S. bank to a European bank, and then you had to wait, and they would only do it at 3 p.m. local time. It was a little bit of a hassle. So imagine if you were a big banking institution, you wanted to move $10 million to another account somewhere in a remote part of the world, like South America, for payment for, say, for instance, a load of coffee coming on a ship. You had to pay them for that coffee, and you did a wire transfer. Well, the wire transfer is going to take about 7 days to get completed in most cases, going from, if you went from one currency to another, U.S. dollars, to say the Venezuelan bolivar or some of these other lesser known currencies that aren't traded very widely. Well, you could end up going from one bank to another, and you could end up using Japanese yen, trading U.S. dollars into yen, and then the yen trading into a South American currency or an African currency or one that is not used in the Western world. So those kinds of situations is what Ripple is trying to solve. Now they talk about this global payment network that they've got called RippleNet. RippleNet is an interlinking of some rather large banking institutions, including Santander Bank in the Spanish realm. Santander is actually in Europe, all over Europe, but it's based out of Bilbao, Spain. Neom, which I believe is possibly a Korean money wire transfer bank system. Azimo, another one. These are not very familiar names to Americans, but these are worldwide money transfer organizations. MoneyGram, which most Americans know, is part of this. MoneyGram, you've seen that if you've gone to a local grocery store, convenience store in America. They have a MoneyGram sign up there, and you can send somebody money using MoneyGram. Well, MoneyGram is being partnered with Ripple. So eventually, I think what will happen is when you send money, when you do that kind of thing, it's actually going to occur using the XRP token. Now, so that's kind of the basis of Ripple. Was it conceived as a faster, better way to transfer different multiple currencies across the world, going from dollars to euros to yen, etc., and better than the old wire transfer system. So what's the controversy? Why is everybody talking about Ripple? Well, okay, the SEC has filed a charge, and they have here a press release dated December 22nd, 2020, and it says here the SEC charges Ripple and two of its executives with conducting a $1.3 billion unregistered securities offering. Now, I wonder why the lawyers for Ripple forgot to register this thing as a securities offering. Well, probably they didn't consider it a security, so they were thinking, well, we're another Bitcoin, we're another Ethereum, we're not a security, so why would we register as a security? Well, the SEC didn't think the way that they were thinking, and they came up with this charge. Now, the 1.3 billion is not what that's not like a fine or a penalty imposed on Ripple. That is the amount of money that Ripple made through their offering when Ripple was offered on the market as an asset, when XRP, was offered as an asset. The company raised $1.3 billion. Well, that's a lot of money, and that raised the eyebrows of the SEC. And they said, hold on a second, folks, we need to look into this. So Christian Larson, the co-founder, and Bradley Garlinghouse, the CEO, are the two named in this case. When it says two executives in this headline, that's who they're referring to. Now they're saying that the XRP sales were used to finance the company's business, and that that the unregistered sales of XRP totaled over $600 million, and that the defendants, which would be these two executives, failed to register their offers and sales of XRP, or also, this is important wording, satisfy any exemption from registration, which I guess, they probably should have called up the SEC and said, hey guys, we're about to raise $1.3 billion. What do we need to do before we go through with this thing? Because we certainly don't want to get a bad letter from you. Well, they did get a bad letter from the SEC, and it says here in quotes, we allege that Ripple, Larson, and Garlinghouse failed to register their ongoing offer and sale of billions of XRP to retail investors, which deprived potential purchasers of adequate disclosures about XRP and Ripple's business and other important long-standing protections that are fundamental to the robust public market system. Well, the SEC, by the way, is put there to protect investors. That's their general, that's what they do. And I guess they thought, this might be something that they need to look into to protect the investor. Well, now they've got their investigation unit here. Interesting, when you read this, the SEC now has something called the Enforcement Division Cyber Unit. The cyber, implying that it does have to do with computer transactions, is the unit headed by someone named Christina Littman. That cyber unit is doing this litigation. Now, the update on the court case, just so you know, okay, tomorrow, which is April 6th, there's going to be a big heavy hitter teleconference call with the judge over this case. Now, a lot of these court cases these days are done virtually. That's just the way it's going. And so they're going to have a virtual teleconference, and it may be accessible by the public. If you're interested, if you want to get some inside information, you can investigate that and see if you can get access to it. What they're contending is that XRP, the SEC is contending that it's different from Bitcoin or Ethereum in some way. Now, I would imagine that has to do with its use in the banking system. But they say that it's different from BTC or Ethereum. The lawyers for Ripple have said, okay, well, if that's true, if you think that's true, we want to see all the documents regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum as part of this case. Well, that's like unloading an 18-wheeler full of documents in front of the courthouse to request something like that. And I'm sure the court doesn't want to have to sift through thousands upon thousands of documents about Bitcoin and Ethereum to try to judge whether Ripple differs from it, which in my opinion, in my experience, what this is, these lawyers are sparring in the sense that they are challenging each other. It sounds like the ones from this cyber unit are, they've made this claim, and the lawyers for Ripple are disputing it and saying, no, we're not going along with that. If you're going to request all of our information, then we want to see all of Bitcoin and Ethereum's information. And the information that they requested from, that the SEC requested from Ripple, had to do, as I understand it, with their relationships with their clients, meaning people or institutions like Santander Bank and others. Well, they don't really want to disclose all that, and I can understand why. I mean, that is proprietary information in a corporation, things that don't need to be shared with the public, and anything that goes in this court case is going to be out in the public. So there's a big question about the documents. There's a big question about Ripple, whether it's a security or not. And tomorrow during this teleconference, I don't think they're going to answer that question. I think they're just going to make motions back and forth in lawyer speak, stirring the pot, billing who knows how much in legal fees. You're talking about a case here with a 1.3 billion price tag on it. Well, those lawyers in New York City darn well know how to take something and build a maximum amount for it. So this is a gravy train for the lawyers. They don't want to see it end anytime soon, probably. And you probably won't get a quick answer out of that judge, who did make a statement, by the way, that she thought that for some reason XRP was different from BTC and ETH. I don't know. But here's where we are. Let's leave that behind because there's just no answer. But let me show you what the market's saying. If we look at XRP and we look at today's trading, this is where we are after 24 hours. When I was talking to Han Solo yesterday, Ripple was at about 58 cents. Okay, so that was last night. I wake up this morning and lo and behold, Ripple has made a huge move up to 69 cents currently at this hour, but just an hour ago hit 71 cents. So we had a price move in Ripple that was significant overnight in the U.S. Now, this was probably caused by Asian investors who are typically the ones up before us doing trading. And so you can see that there's a lot of money flowing into Ripple. Now, if you look at the oscillator down here, you see a big increase in volume. This is the volume right here. You can see it going up, the oscillator itself going up. That's significant. When that oscillator hits, there was a buy signal, and that buy signal went off on April 4th at 2 a.m. And let me think this through. Okay, that would have been 2 a.m. Universal Time -5, which is the same as Central Standard Time. So that would have been 2 a.m. on April 4th, which was yesterday. There was a buy signal. And then, boom, the oscillator went up. Then you saw the volume go up. Somebody, we don't know who it is, but somebody with a lot of money has invested in Ripple over the last 24 hours. And you can see that price activity right here. That is a huge jump in the price of Ripple. And I don't know if that's it looks like that is the top. That is the top right there at just at 71 cents and some change is the top price that Ripple's ever hit. It stayed below 30 cents for many years. I can remember back just, looking at Ripple thinking, well, do I want to invest in this? Well, the fact of the matter was that it didn't go anywhere for a long, long time. And I think the reason is that many of these things were put into place, but they needed time to get activated, to get used. And now that they are seeing the light of day and getting used, and we've seen these banks, Santander Bank being one, and MoneyGram and other things are starting to actually use this RippleNet system. And so now it's like it's coming into its own. So price prediction, question mark. If it goes to $1, I would think that there's probably a good chance that there'd be some sell-off at that point because of the fact that you've got a lot of early adopters in Ripple that would think $1 was an incredible achievement, and they may just take profits. However, if the court case doesn't become such a threat to Ripple, and it looks like there's positive news out of this court case, this court hearing tomorrow, then you could see Ripple really jump. And I'll just attest to the fact that I did put some significant money in Ripple this morning when I saw this price activity going on here, because when you see a spike like this, you can pretty much count on the fact that inside information, insiders in the industry who are in the know about the details of it are supporting it. And so most likely the smart money is saying, okay, we think that Ripple's got a good chance of beating this SEC hearing, the court precedent setting hearing that or case that will be decided upon by the SEC doesn't look too strong at this point. The lawyers are giving them some bluff, and there's a good possibility that that could go away. Now, if they do rule on this thing, that ruling will stick for a long time. That's going to be precedent-setting casework regarding cryptocurrencies. So, looks like the smart money says, okay, we're going to invest. I'm with them. I'm watching the price activity here going up. I don't want to miss this move. So I have this morning at 5 a.m. Made a trade into Ripple with some others, with some extra funds. And I would hope that you think the same thing. Ripple currently at the price of 0.70761. Looking at the indicators, we are on a buy with the summary. We are on a strong buy with the moving average. I think this is all good news for Ripple. It looks like just across the board, the trading range and the performance in the last week, we're up 22.28% for the last week. Year to date, we're up 217.78%, which is great. If you had bought Ripple 1 year ago, 12 months ago, you would have made 217% off of it, which is really good. That's excellent as far as I'm concerned. To make that kind of money, you would not have made that in bonds, stocks, gold, silver, any of the other types of assets that are out there. But with good old Ripple, you could have made 217%, and I hope you did. This is David, the Crypto Consultant, Dave, the Crypto Consultant. I am on YouTube at David Dillard, the Crypto Consultant. I am on Facebook at The Crypto Consultant, is my handle there. And you are welcome to leave comments, share information, get a dialogue started. And I would really love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page. Those two things help me a lot as far as gaining credibility. I am not being paid by anybody to do this, okay? I don't have any advertisers. I don't have anybody bankrolling me. I am definitely not pushing one crypto over another because of any kind of financial interest whatsoever. So you're getting independent information, and basically I'm an investor. I'm a crypto fanatic. I love cryptocurrencies. I think they are a wave of the future and the way that the world's going to go. So I'm curious about them, interested in them, and I try to bring what little knowledge that I know about them to you to the general public. If you're interested in investing in cryptocurrencies, you need to know at least a little bit about them before you do it, because it is somewhat different from traditional stock or bond investing, or mutual fund investing. And I'll leave it with that. I hope everyone out there has a wonderful Monday, a terrific week. I hope all of your plans come to fruition, that you have peace and love in your life, that you care about your family and you love your children, your wives, your husbands. And I pray that the things that you are trying to do in your life all work out, and that you become successful and happy, and especially profitable, to the point where you can have independent wealth, which is the ultimate goal I think that we should all have, is to be independently wealthy. I'll just leave it with that. Dave the Crypto Consultant signing out. Thank you folks very much.